If you don't have enough money, and so you're sifting and sorting, and you can't pay this, and you can't go there, and you can't do this, and in all of that sifting and sorting, you're launching rockets asking for more prosperity. And your inner being and those who hang around with your inner being are lining up the cooperative components for your improved financial situation. But when you continue to observe your current state of being, talking about it, and therefore fretting about it, or worrying about it, or complaining about it, then you keep active within yourself a vibration of exactly where you stand. So you can't move, you can't take one step toward the new and improved avalanche of prosperity that is lined up for you, ready for you, being revealed to you. But you've got to realize it. But you can't realize it if you are focused upon what is. So you've got to use your now reality in a very understood way. You have to understand that now reality and what is helps you enormously in relationship with step 1, and it is in your way relative to step 3. What is won't let you improve. But I can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it, and I can talk about it, and I can blog about it, and I can text about it, and I can Instagram about it, especially that I can take pictures about what is. It is. And it's a wonderful thing when you're sifting and sorting through what is, and you're finding all of the best parts of it, and you're using that as the basis of your good feeling moments. That's a wonderful way of utilizing your awareness of what is. But we're just saying, what is slows down what's coming, especially if you're focused upon what is and you don't feel good when you're focused upon it. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is nothing more that you would ever need to know about how to respond to this world, because everything else is set up to work for you. You were non-physical energy before you came into this physical body, and the larger part of you still is. And as you came into this physical body, the larger part of you remains non-physically focused and in a place of pure positive energy, which means when you sift through contrast and you find things you don't want, your inner being knows what you're asking for, but never clubs what you're asking for about the head and neck by explaining how it is. How it is irrelevant to what's becoming. How it is not just irrelevant to what's becoming. It was relevant because it launched rockets, and those rockets moved from you and are held in attention, held by attention, held in attention by your inner being in your vibrational reality. This vibrational reality that just because you can't yet see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it doesn't mean that it isn't a reality. It's so real, we've named it the Vortex. It's a reality. It's a vibrational reality. Wrote 2 books about it. It's a big deal. But you don't know it's a big deal because you can't see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. So you think the big deal is what you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch, but that's the old deal. That's like the gum you've chewed all the flavor out of. That was there when you needed it. But once you've launched rockets of desire, as you have, and once you've filled your vortex full of all of the ideas and desires of things that you want to experience, then your attention to what is, unless it feels outrageously wonderful when you give it your attention, is not helping your creative process. And you are a creator. That's who you are. You came into this physical body with most of you remaining non-physically focused for the support that source would be. And here you come to interact with the beauty of humanity. Oh, the blessed rascals. They won't do what you want them to do. They won't please you. They're selfish because they were born that way. And we want them to stay that way because you have to be selfishly oriented. You can only see through the eyes of self. But as you look to others to behave or perform in ways that when you observe them, because that's what you're so good at doing, is observing. That was sarcasm. Can you hear it? As you observe them, then You sort of teach each other things that are contrary to the way the laws of the universe work. You want them to behave in ways that make you feel good, and when they don't, then you feel bad and you don't think you have any control. So you blame them, but it isn't about them, because they didn't come to behave for you. They came to create too. So today, because we know you are leading edge creators, we can feel you're right out here with new thought bursting within this forum. Today we're going to find some new ways together of understanding how, yes, you create your own reality, and yes, there is no such thing as assertion. No such thing as assertion. There's only attraction. There's only attraction. So when someone is doing something and you feel like they're doing something to you because you didn't want it and you don't think you asked for it, and there it is, it feels like they, in their wrongness, are asserting something into your experience. But you see, that can't be possible, because there is no assertion. There's only attraction, which means if you weren't vibrationally asking for it, it wouldn't be coming. So at most, what they might be is a cooperative component to just give over what you're asking for. If you feel vulnerable or victim or weak or something, and you're really feeling that way, then there will be those who will assist you in feeling more that way, and then you'll blame them. Oh, you made me feel this way. Jerry used to present an idea to us early in his interaction with us. Jerry and Esther were romping around in this city when they met us. It's a nice day. And some of Jerry's early questions, one of his big early questions was about this business of attraction. He would say things like, Abraham, I really don't think I expected that from that person until they showed that to me. Then after they showed it to me, then I started to expect it. But I didn't really expect it. And we would say, well, there was expectation on your part, or it wouldn't be in your experience. And that's sort of a hard thing to get, isn't it? Because it feels like people or things are happening to you, but nothing ever happens to you. It comes to you because of your vibrational state of being. So once you begin to acknowledge that there is law of attraction, and whatever is coming, you are vibrationally, let's say, it might be easier for you to hear, you are vibrationally inviting it. You're inviting it. You've prepared, over time of living, you've prepared an environment that does invite it. And we want you to understand that you don't have to invite the things that you do not want. But because most are not keenly aware of the existence of their inner being, who has remained non-physically focused, and therefore are not aware of this important state of being, because you are in your human form as an extension of non-physical, and because the non-physical part of you still exists and is actively involved in everything that you are about, you have the potential, in fact you often are experiencing what you could call 2 points of attraction, because there's the inner being part of you who's focused and law of attraction is responding, and then there's the you in your physical form thinking and attracting. And so you have these 2 vibrational points of attraction which equal what your emotional guidance system is all about. The emotions that you feel are your indicator of the relationship between what your inner being is thinking about, what you're thinking about, and why you're thinking about what you're thinking about. So when you feel frisky, when you feel exhilaration, when you feel love or passion, when you feel funny, when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, that means you and your inner being for this moment in time are in agreement about the way you're approaching the subject that's active in your mind. Don't you love knowing that? But if you feel fearful or angry, if you feel revengeful, if you feel that emptiness that those emotions feel like, is because you're focused. You've got an opinion or an attitude that is not harmonic with what your inner being knows about you. And so you've got yourself pinched off to some degree, and you can tell by the way you feel how great that degree is from who you really are, who you've become. So here's how it works. You came into this physical body and you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and you launch these rockets of desire. And when you do, your inner being is there with those rockets of desire from then on. If you're not, then there's separation between you and you. So you see what we were talking about earlier? When you ask for something that your inner being knows to be in the process of becoming, but you choose to look at it as absent or not becoming, then you cause that vibrational disharmony. It's like a sort of tug of war. I want to get back to something really important, and that's on the new edge of this leading edge that we are all a part of. Since you are out here on this leading edge, and since you are interacting with so many others, we understand why it feels logical to you to give them so much of your attention and to want attention from them. We understand why you want them to understand you, why you want them to get you. We just want to say something to you that might help. Nobody's ever going to get you. They're not going to understand you. You have come as this blessed humanity with such diversity. You didn't come to mimic each other. You came to be springboards to one another for expansion and evolution. Does that make some sense to you? So if you have what you think is the good fortune, and we see it as the bad fortune of having lots of pleasers around you, then what you've got are those who will do their best to conform to you. And what that does, what it really does, while you think it might be the answer to living happily ever after, what it does is it puts you in a position of replacing them, and we love them too, but they are fickle and inconsistent, of replacing them with your true guidance. You ever tried to please someone and you just finally figured out what they need and want from you, and then they change and want something else? Well, your own inner being will keep up with your expansion and your evolution. And so that's really what we want to help you to decide in a stronger way. We want you to decide that what's physical is wonderful, but we're going to be saying to you a few times today, and we don't mean to offend you, but it probably will. And that is, you all who we adore do a whole lot of humaning. You human with each other. You're humaning, and you write books about it, and you try to figure it out, and you take all the things that you're creating and you sort them into piles of right and wrong, and then you argue with each other over your piles. That's what we mean by humaning, where what you really want is to feel thankful and appreciative of every one of them for what they are contributing to the mix, because out of this mix you are coming to your brilliant and important conclusions about what you prefer in your evolution expansion process. And you, at all levels of your being, even cellular, are launching rockets of desire, and your inner being is following that rocket and focused upon it and becoming one with it and serving as a powerful point of attraction, so that cooperative components are being gathered on your behalf about everything that you ask for, about everything you want. And so there is this vibrational reality that is forming. You could see it like a baby gestating in a womb. It is the forming of your creation. It is vibration turning to thoughts, and thoughts turning to things. And you are a creator who has come to have the experience of turning thoughts to things. You're out here on this leading edge, where the most exhilarating experience that ever could be in all of the universe is to have exposure to life that causes you to ask for more, and have universal forces that you want to call God lining up behind you and helping you in the creation of whatever it is that genius and worthy and blessed you could possibly ask for. And you only get off kilter when you start asking each other's opinion about what's right and wrong, when you defy your own guidance system and try to please somebody else that ultimately cannot really be pleased in the long run. So we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to explore here. We can feel the power of you. So just relax and know that whatever you're wanting to get clarity about, you will. Trust that we'll find those who can best express what's on your mind, so that we can have a meaningful, expansive discussion that leaves you feeling satisfied.